All right, welcome in, Age. Let's talk sports. I know we did a UFC 302 prediction show, pick'em show is what I like to call it, and now we're going to do the aftermath because it just happened last night. I was up late to almost like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning watching this, and then the post-fights and all that stuff, interviews and everything else. So let's take a look at the main card, Randy Brown versus Zaleski dos Santos. If you watched my show or listened to the podcast the other day for my predictions, you would have known I picked Randy Brown. And we're going to take a look at the full fight stats here with the fight overview. 89 total strikes to 42 total strikes in favor of Randy Brown. And Dos Santos had a lot of takedowns. He had 4 takedowns on a 57% takedown percentage, 4 out of 7. They both had some submissions. Randy Brown had a nice reversal at the end of like the second round, I believe it was. I did watch all the fights. 67-26 significant strikes, 48% for Randy Brown and no knockdowns. And Randy Brown gets the win by unanimous decision. And I only did 3 rounds in the welterweight bout. So that was your first fight on the main card. Now Nico Price and Alex Morono in the welterweight division. I watched these. Now Alex Morono, I think he came off of he only had I think he had 4 weeks to train on this fight or something. He came in on short notice a little bit to fight Nico Price, but they fought before about 7 years ago, and Nico Price got him with the headshot. And we're just going to go into some stats here, but I'll tell you what happened later. Fight overview, 138 to 111, so pretty close on total strikes. 5 takedowns, and he was 100%, 5 out of 5 for Nico, and Alex Morono had 1. But Alex Morono did fight pretty well off of his back, had a couple try to submission with arm bars and then some guillotines, but I think it seemed like he tried to fight for it too much, go to the ground because he was tired. He got tired really quick. Like after the first round, it seemed like he was gassed. Significant strikes, 108 to 96, so pretty close fight statistically. But if you were watching the fight like I was, and most of you probably have too, Nico looked like a lot better fighter. It looked like he was a fresher fighter. His strikes were really doing some damage to Alex Morono. Alex Morono seemed like he was just tagging him a little bit. He was getting some hits in, but it just was like it had no power behind it. And the way he fights is a little weird, unorthodox, standing straight up like a deer. Looks like a giraffe trying to fight, and then he tries to tuck his head down. I don't think he has a good stand-up defense because of that. They might need to work on that later on, but I don't know what he wants to do. He needs to change it up a little bit. Anyway, so Nico Price gets the win, and that's the only loss I had in the 5-leg parlay. If you would have tried to do the 5-leg parlay that I picked, Nico Price got me, and I should have picked Nico Price because I love the way he fights. But I just was trying to pick favorites, and then I picked my underdog pick, which was, Dustin Poirier. But anyway. So we're going to go to the performance of the night in the middleweight division, and we'll talk about it at -305. Kevin Holland fight overview here. It ended in the first round, 8 to 9 strikes. The strikes were close, and then the sub, and then the significant strikes they were identical, 8 and 8 on significant strikes. But Kevin Holland was a freaking stud. Took Oleszewski to the ground and didn't look back. And Kevin Holland looked up at him, looked at the ref. He said, I'm gonna snap it. I'm breaking it. I'm breaking his arm. Had him in an arm bar. Nice. Poland gets him to the ground. He has a nice left hook to the freaking chin. Drops Holland like bad. I thought it was over. Holland recovers pretty quickly. Gets the arm. Michael Oleszewski leaves his arm in for too long. Like Joe Rogan said, when you're watching a fight, he left it just a little bit too long. Kevin Holland pulls his left leg over top of his head to get that arm bar. Now, Michael, he does a good kind of tries to get out of it, but Kevin Holland stays on it, and he has it perfectly arm bar in the second time, then in the second position that they do, and he just snapped it. Like, you could see him. And I'm surprised Oleszewski was a freaking beast, dude. He still wanted to fight. Didn't even make a facial expression when Kevin Holland broke his arm, which was crazy. But performance of the night for Kevin Holland, good job for him. The Trailblazer gets it done. Now, the fight that I wanted to watch, and I watched, and the best fight I feel like, unless you're a judge accordingly, but in the middleweight division, Sean Strickland versus Paulo Costa. For some reason, Costa just doesn't seem the same after Israel Adesanya broke him. Now, he's ripped, don't get me wrong. Paulo Costa is a beast, and I like Paulo Costa, believe it or not. Just like Sean Strickland, I've liked Paulo Costa. I've liked Sean Strickland probably the same amount of time, but I love Sean Strickland better. Let's take a look at some full fight overview. It's a round 5 fight. Sean Strickland, as his usual, in your face, keeps the pace, in your face, the whole entire fight. He would just look simple. I didn't even think he broke a sweat the whole entire fight, which is crazy. And Paulo Costa looked exhausted. But 182 total strikes to 158, and that goes to Sean Strickland. 0 takedowns is a stand-up battle. I would have thought Paulo Costa, just like Sean Strickland said at the end in the interview with Joe Rogan, that he said that he thought that Paulo Costa would want to stand and bang in the middle. So I don't understand what happened with Paulo Costa. Was he hurt? Was he just respected towards Sean Strickland? I don't know. But I read an article earlier this morning saying that Sean Strickland wants Paulo Costa in his camp. So that would be pretty cool to see that. 182 to 158 significant strikes, 45% for Sean Strickland. And now the news update here, the breaking news on this fight was the 50-45 Costa card. Whoever did that, and we've been talking about it, you see it on Twitter, you see it everywhere. But if you listen to me, then I'm going to tell you that guy should be fired. He should be banned from all UFC fights, and he shouldn't be going to an MMA event ever again. Just like that. Who was that referee that was in the first fight on Randy Brown when Randy Brown did like 3 eye pokes to the guy, Dos Santos, and he just like never even let Dos Santos even like recover from the first one? That was hilarious. And then what's his name had to the other referee had to come in, Herzog had to come in and tell him, hey dude, you got to let the fighter relax and get over his eye poke, dude. Anyway, Sean Strickland gets the win. I've been liking him for over a couple years now. Been watching him, following him on Instagram and everything. He's freaking a beast. Tarzan gets the win. Now we're going to the fight of the night, performance of the night, lightweight title fight. I was watching it. I didn't get to watch all of it because it cuts in and out and all that stuff because I was trying to watch it for free because I'm like a poor guy. So anyway, so Islam Makhachev gets the win. I saw some of the highlights. I got to watch probably a couple of the rounds, but I just gave up because it kept cutting in and out. But in round 5, Islam got a submission on him. But full fight, 147 to 104 strikes, 66% landing clip for Islam. 5 takedowns to none, Dustin Poirier, but Dustin Poirier is not going to take you down. Submission attempts, got 2, no reversals, 88 to 74. Significant stripes goes to Islam and 56%. So not only does Islam, I mean, you can gripe and complain about the Russian fighters always taking to the ground and holding you down, but you know, Islam Makhachev is a freaking stud. I don't like him, but I don't like seeing all these Russian fighters being really, really well and then tearing our USA guys apart. But Dustin Poirier, he's getting older. Is he going to give it up? Is he going to hang up the gloves? I don't know. He's going to give it another shot. It's going to be a long road back, man. He'll be my age by the time he gets back at the light title weight bout again, which I'm 40, so that's probably how far it's going to take him with all these young studs coming out. And Islam's a freaking beast. I wouldn't fight him. I wouldn't mess with him. But hopefully there's somebody who could come in and do some damage against him. But there's your wrap up for the fights there, because and then the prelim fight. Remember the little prelim look that I gave you with Grant Dawson? He got the win. Over well, it's not even showing me, over Joe Selecki. I didn't get to watch that. I didn't watch any of the prelims. I just watched the main card, but just total domination on Grant Dawson over Selecki. Look at this, 146 strikes to 27, which is nuts. 3 takedowns, 100% takedown percentage. Selecki tried to do a submission attempt but didn't get it done. 46 to 12 significant stripes. Grant Dawson is probably ground and pound banger. He doesn't play around, but gets the job done. Unanimous decision. So I got every single fight. I told you to double down on Grant Dawson. Throw some money on Grant Dawson to get the win, so you can at least get your money back on that fight. I did tell you that. But the only other one that I I forgot that Alex Morono was coming in on short notice. I should have, and I love the way Nico Price, he just comes out 100%. He was at a plus 215 on the odds makers, and he came out just banging, and he did a really good job. Kind of like a little up and down in the rounds, like he kind of like was relaxing or whatever, but he did bring it, and then he did stumble Alex Morono a few times in that fight. But Sean Strickland, he's my dude. He's my number one guy. I love him. I'm anxious to see what happens for him in the future. He's a number one contender. He deserves a title fight next. And what do you guys think? Sean Strickland deserves a title fight next, hands down. Especially the way the fight went with Duplessis. He guys are screwed. I freaking hate that guy. But anyways, there it is. Love you guys. God bless. Tip the waitress.